Hello everyone, this is Fariba from watchknitting.com, and today in this video I'm gonna teach you how to make a slouchy hat. Okay, let's talk about the materials I use for making this project. You need number 4 yarn, and this is medium size. The size that I need to pick up my needles will be 6 or 7 in US sizing, which equals to 4 or 4.5 millimeters in metric sizes. Go with the same size, 4.5 millimeters, and the cord is a little longer. The size is 60 centimeters or 24 inches. I got some markers. Also, I need one large needle for blocking the end and attaching the seaming line. One pair of scissors and a measuring tape. So I'm gonna cast on 60 stitches, and after a while I will be back with you guys. Okay, now we're gonna work on brioche stitch. So as I said, for brioche stitch you need loose cast on, so I use 2 needles to cast on, and I'm gonna tie the end. And you need even number of stitches to work on this stitch. I have 60 stitches. And after my first row, which is my setup row, I'm gonna get 90 stitches because I'm gonna add 1 stitch per 2 stitch. So as I said, I'm removing one of the needles. So for brioche stitch you have 1 setup row, and all other rows will be repeating throughout the same instruction. So for the setup row, what you need to yarn forward, slip 1 and knit 1. So first of all you need to grab the yarn while the yarn stays in the back. Grab the yarn and carry over. This is yarn forward, and then slip the first stitch purl wise. So these 2 stitches will be will be worked as a 1 stitch in the second row. So these always stays together, and then knit 1 stitch. One more time, grab the yarn, carry over, slip purl wise, and knit 1. I'm gonna zoom a little bit more. Grab and carry and slip purl wise, then knit 1 stitch. This stitch is super easy. Once you learn these 3 steps, it will be very easy, and you may not see the pattern for first couple of rows, but after you work till row 5 or 6, you're gonna see the pattern growing. So this is again, grab 1, grab and carry over, slip 1, knit 1. Okay, this is end of my setup row. Yarn forward, slip 1 and knit 1. And as you see, now I have bigger circle. if you count down your numbers, will be 9 stitches. So this was my setup row. In the second row and all following rows, again you're gonna do yarn forward, grab the yarn and carry, slip 1 stitch purlwise, and now knit these two together. And this is the only difference from first row. Okay, now I have done with 20 rows of brooch stitch, and as you see, it's shaping very well. If I measure it, it's gonna be 6 centimeters or 2.5 inches. At this point, I'm gonna connect these two sides together, and I'm gonna start working on the body of the hat, which is purl twisted stitch. But because we're working on the circle, that pattern will be a little different, but basically it's the same thing. So at this point, I'm gonna put my marker and for the first row, I'm gonna do purl stitch and add 1 stitch every 9 stitches till the end of the row. This increasing is only because we want to have enough space here for the body, and it's not related to the pattern. Okay, here is my last stitch, and I'm gonna do 1 yarn over also. So I had 9 stitches from my brooch stitch, and every 9 stitch I added 1 stitch in the first row for the pattern, and now I ended up with 100 stitches in my needles. So row 2 in the twist pattern stitch will be, let me get rid of this one here for now. Okay, what you will do, you're gonna get these two stitches and purl them together, but before releasing, you would work in the first stitch one more time. Insert the needle and grab the yarn. So basically this will be the pattern for purl twist stitch. When you are doing it in the flat project, you are doing the same thing, only the first row that we did as a purl will be as a knit, and all the same row 2 and row 3, row 1 and row 3 in the flat pattern will be knit stitch, but in this when you're working in circular, that will be purls. So row 2 and row 4 will be the same. And you need to have even number of stitches for purl twist pattern. Point, I forgot to add it here. So this one stays just before the one that we started doing for 2 purls. So I ended up row 2, and now I'm gonna do the row 3, and I'm gonna transfer this marker to the right needle. I'm gonna again do the purl stitches for row 3. Here is end of row 3, and I purl stitches. So what I'm gonna do in the row 4 to offset the row 2, I'm gonna undo the last stitch, and then I'm gonna get my marker from here. I'm gonna add this one to the first stitch and purl these together. So when you are doing in a flat pattern, you knit this stitch and you purl this together. Sorry, you purl this one and you purl these two together. But because we're gonna leave these two beside each other, so we can purl these together as what we did for row 2, and stitch one more time to the first stitch, and this will be the pattern for row 4 in the circular. I'm gonna add back my marker to the point that I started my 2 together stitches here. So you're gonna change the position of marker every 2 rows when you're shifting to offset the previous row. Okay, now I have enough rows to work on my decreases. I'm gonna measure it to make sure. It's about 18 or 19 centimeters from the edge, and that would be enough for me. And as you see, the pattern is in the wrong side, and I finished last row with purl row. I'm gonna review what we did till now. So we started with 16 stitches, sorry, 60 stitches for the cast on. Then we did brooch stitch, and it did add up to 90 stitches here. Then after 2.5 inches, we got to the body, and we added 1 stitch per 9 stitches, and that adds up to 100 stitches here. And here we started our body purl twist stitch in the circular. So what we did one row of purl stitches and one row of purl two together and work to the first stitch once more. And each time that we change the stitch from purl to two together, to purl two together, you need to put the marker one stitch to the right. If it was right here, then you have to move it back to one stitch over here and do these two together to have the offsetting of the previous rows. And now we're gonna work on the end part that is decreasing. So I have 100 stitches in my circular. I'm gonna divide it by 5 and I'm gonna put markers every 20 stitches. I'm gonna use 5 markers. One of them is red, which I'm gonna use in the beginning when the decreases starts. And as I said, you have to go because this is two purl together in the pattern. I'm gonna go one stitch to the right and I'm gonna add it here. Then the other one will be count from this one over here. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one goes here and you're gonna count them till end and put these markers. 9 and 10 here. Okay, we're gonna start doing the same pattern we had. Only difference, we're gonna decrease after each marker. Row 2 of decreasing stitches, we're gonna do purl stitch, and still we're gonna decrease one stitch after each marker. Okay, here is the end of row 2 in decreasing stitches. If I count each section, I will have 18 stitches because I decreased one stitch each row and I did 2 rows. In row 3, like what we did for these markers and we shifted one stitch before, we're gonna do the same because we need to offset the first stitch and the pattern in the previous row. So I'm gonna undo this stitch and knit 2 together to decrease. So you can shift all these markers to the one stitch to the right. You can do it at the first before going further, or you can do it when you got to this point here. So I'm gonna work on each row, on each section separately. Now I have done with my decreasing and I have been left with 35 stitches, 7 stitches per section. I'm gonna remove the markers, the purple ones. This is the red marker for starting. So I'm gonna knit 2 together. Sorry, I mean purl 2 together. To use the needle, to pass through the needle and pass through the stitches. All goes through one needle, and then I'm going through the other opposite stitch here, and I'm gonna transfer it to my string. I'm gonna stitch back to the stitches to secure the yarn. And this is the end look of our project. So one more thing you need to do, you need to attach this seaming line, which I did it before.